slowly rolling into it, and off of corner number 4. It's showtime at Skagit Speedway. It's showtime!
One car with the front of it that was junk, and another car with the back of it was junk. So I cut both of them in half, took the good part of one car and the good part of the other car, and welded them together.
Racing, and next thing you know, she's on the flag stand, running the, doing flag, and all my quarterback. I'm like, where did you come from?
I hope they just soak it all in, because you don't know when it could be over.
Little crazy Martin looks over, he goes, "Are we going 100 mile an hour? I've never gone 100 mile an hour before in my life."
And I just looked at the track and I said, "This is absolutely gorgeous. This is a beautiful facility." He says, "You think so?" And I said, "It is." And he says, "My name is Jim Raber."
A Skagit Speedway nightcap.
No pressure, just win.
Well, welcome into this week's edition of On the Gas, a Skagit Speedway podcast. Blake Anderson, Erik List, and this week we're joined by Jeff Jackson. Jeff, thanks so much for taking the time, and you do numerous things facility-wise with Skagit Speedway, from track prep to painting to running water lines and power lines, and really just kind of everything. So thanks for taking away from pressure washing the grandstands right now to join us.
A pleasant break, for sure.
Well, let's just kind of start with first, it's the off-season. What kind of projects are you guys working on that fans can look forward to seeing in 2026?
This year will be probably the biggest one is going to be the grandstands. Everything pressure washed, resealed.
What are some of the challenges a track faces in the wintertime when trying to get ready for 2026? Because the weather's not as good. You're facing, especially in Washington, more rain and things like that.
Yeah, everything's wet. I mean, ditches, you dig, they fill with water. Yeah. It's a gooey, slimy mess for everything we do.
What's it look like during the winter for you on the racetrack? Is it basically right now kind of wait until it's dry enough to get out there and then full-fledged
end of the year, roll it in, grade it, roll it in real tight, so everything that does rain on it, it just kind of washes to the bottom, and then we leave it alone. Don't get on it with anything at all. Walk across it every once in a while and wait until it dries out.
When you say rolled in tight, what do you mean by that?
Just pack it real tight.
And that's what allows that rain to run off.
Yeah,
just because
instead of
so
soaking
tight,
in, it just runs off.
So at what point then will you open it back up?
Depending on weather, a couple of weeks before play day.
Wow, okay.
And then during the season, basically, I mean, you're on the track every day during the season. I mean, every day we're here, I see out there, you're doing something.
6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10 to 12.
Yeah, moving dirt, watering.
Watering is the big thing.
And it's crazy because I tell people all the time, they'll complain, if it gets dusty. Where's the water truck? Well, Jeff is watering that racetrack all day long, 7 days a week. The dirt just doesn't hold as much moisture as in other tracks.
August, we put anywhere from 70 to 100,000 gallons a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
On the track.
I was going to ask, what do you think? What's an average? Is that high or is that?
August, so it's the hot time, but it's. 50 to 60 is probably average.
A day.
We know when Jeff's watering or when he's filling up the water truck, because the sprinklers that we have all over the facility, you're like, why did they turn oh, nope, Jeff's got the water truck filling up, because it kills the water pressure because it's dumping so much water into the water truck. And you're trying different things with that. That's one thing we really did a lot this year, is throwing some different additives at the racetrack to see how it responds.
We got the dust pods. We got what are the other?
Wet sol.
The wet sol.
Yep.
What is that? What is the wet sol?
It's
wet sol. Wet sol.
Yeah, it's
WETSOL. It's basically an additive to help
holds water.
Break the molecules down to hold water.
Is that what Jerry talked about?
Okay. Jerry talked about
it's
that.
It's an agricultural thing.
Okay.
Farmers use it all the time just to hold water where they can't irrigate, and then go from there.
And you've been hard at it. I mean, this winter, not to switch gears, but this past week working on a lot of lighting stuff. I mean, you're kind of the jack of all trades.
Yeah, lighting, that's been a whole 2-year project.
Yeah, big time.
What can fans expect to see from the lighting?
Without giving anything away, it'll be a whole new experience.
Brighter for sure. That's one thing I think that these new lights are going to really...
Fan-wise, I think they know it. Drivers said some say they noticed it, some say they didn't.
So
I noticed it.
As you know, I mean,
they definitely seem brighter than years past.
One of our big projects, just very well aware, is doing the old videos, because you guys have them down in the Blue Room on our YouTube channel, and looking at like the 80s, how dark this place was.
Yeah, you look at the turns and like how they could even drive through it is unreal.
They didn't know any better, but it was so dark. And now this place is as well lit as any track in the country.
Yeah, I mean it's bright.
Well, that just helps with driver safety. I'm always amazed when I look at it. You can compare dirt tracks and see, okay, this track has really good lighting, and there's some tracks like, man, getting into turns 1 and 2, turns 3 and 4, that looks a little sketchy, and that's not Skagit. Skagit's bright, and it's really for the safety of the drivers.
I mean, it was good before.
Yeah,
but the LED just did up the game so much more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Steve put new lights in like 2001 or 2.
Yeah, right after he bought it, so it was shortly.
Okay. I was thinking that was kind of really one of the first marquee investments into the racetrack that he and Jim Kress made was new lighting.
And they had to. I mean, you look at the videos; it was horrible.
It was not good. A big change for you down in the pit area is the Blue Room. We got a new Blue Room this past year. What it started last spring and opened. You got it finished right before the season opener. Right around
we were
that time.
in it just right at the opening.
How much easier does that make life for you down there to have this beautiful new room where
it's dry, it's warm.
It's dry.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot in the other building. I won't say, but this is just we can pull multiple vehicles in and work on 2 and 3 things at a time.
Yep.
Where before it was one
at a time.
Yeah, it was.
What is your history with Skagit Speedway? I don't even honestly know it that well. When did you kind of get your first start here?
Oh, it'd be probably 1981.
Okay.
And we would actually hitchhike from Oak Harbor. Here,
Really?
Back then, we had quite a few drivers from Oak Harbor, so you just put a Skagit Speedway shirt on and start walking, and they'd pick you up. And, I mean, dirt cup, you come up and hitchhike up and spend the night wherever.
Imagine doing that now.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd walk the whole way.
Yep. So it's been an ongoing for me, just years and years. And then when Steve had it, I actually started volunteering with Jim Rice when he was doing bleachers. So this is kind of a...
this is coming home for you then.
Yeah. And then once I retired from the fire department, then Steve put me on full-time.
Okay. What were you doing when you first got on full-time? Still maintenance, right?
Yeah, with Mark.
Yeah, okay.
I went in, it was probably... I don't even know if I made it a full year before I was on the track.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because then Louis at that time was trying to go home early, so I would take his spot on Padfoot at night and then doing all the track, and then it just turned into me, Mark, and Steve on the track.
How did that conversation come about for you, as you retired from the fire department to come here full-time? Was that something you kind of intended to do, or is it just kind of a happenstance?
I literally drove in, still had my Class A uniform on for my retirement ceremony, and Steve called me up to the office and said, I want to put you on full-time. Okay.
And you're just, for you, I feel like from watching, every day is truly different for you. One day, I feel like you're working on lights, you're working on the racetrack, you're fixing one of the trucks, you're out.
I mean, we made 14 new roadside signs.
Yeah.
So, last week, when it was raining, we were in welding and cutting, and you never know what you're going to do.
What do you think your favorite part of the job is?
Probably the track.
Okay.
This is most stressful by far, but...
Has it been fun to learn that?
Yeah.
It
the
is
processes?
because and Steve taught me a lot, and then a lot of it is just you try something and see what it does.
See what sticks.
Because there's really nothing that says, okay, you can do this and this is going to happen, because you don't know.
I feel like I've been here 2 years now. I feel like the last half of the year, you really started to hit your stride.
We made some big changes, and that's where John was nice, because I would tell him, say, you know what, I don't like the direction that we're going now. Let's make a left-hand turn. And as you know, John's like, let's do it.
Yeah, John's very like, let's try it and see if it works. If it doesn't, then we scratch that off the list.
Yeah, and then we did it a couple different times throughout the year, and then toward the end of the year, we finally found something that's starting to work, so we stayed with that. And
the track we had at the 55, at least from a modified racing standpoint, was incredible.
It's phenomenal. It was a great track.
Yeah.
And I think after they got going, the sprint car guys were happy. I know in qualifying they weren't. They were a little unhappy with
it was more abrasive than what they've been used to. I mean, we're spoiled here. I tell buddies back home, it may get dusty, but our track is so easy on the tires, which is big for us up here because that's what people know back home. Like back home in the Midwest, if you run a car off, there's 9 other cars to go pull to bring in. Up here, if we run a car off, we lost a car.
Yeah.
Like they're gone. There's nobody else for us to say, oh, we can go get a team from down here or over here. Like we are on an island up here. It's pretty much us and Elma, and what we have is what we have.
Yeah. They're not going to flock in at the
Driving
door
from California, and say, it's 16 hours away, which is crazy because I know it's like we're working on our schedule and doing things. We have to worry about what's happening in California 16 hours away. I tell my friends at Knoxville, that's like you guys scheduling around Williams Grove. Literally. Williams Grove's 16 hours away.
But it makes a difference for us.
It does. If we can work with them, our car counts are better, and it is truly kind of a West Coast, we're all one cohesive unit. And that's, speaking of working in big events, what's it like to work those big events? I mean, Dirt Cup week. And
horrible.
Yeah. I mean, you're around the clock.
Yeah. I mean, Dirt Cup, any of the 2-3 day shows, it's normally start 7 o'clock in the morning, and we get done doing track prep 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and start again at 7.
Because, I mean, usually when, say, Dirt Cup Thursday, 1, 2 o'clock, out of here by the time we finish with trash and get the beer garden turned around, and you're still on the racetrack.
A couple hours to
you're
go.
Still on the racetrack when I leave.
Can you kind of, and you don't have to go in full depth, but all right, so Thursday night Dirt Cup just happened. You're getting ready for Friday. What is the blow-by-blow kind of from the checkered flag Thursday night to the green flag for qualifying
for me, it's just,
laps?
I do a quick walk.
Okay.
Look, do we have holes? Do we have anything peeling? How did the dirt? We actually are taking temperatures of the dirt
Really?
now just to kind of keep things in line. And then we start pad foot and grading and making a racetrack again.
And then you do that till the night, and then even in the morning again, it's the same, just over and over?
Depending on, normally what we'll do is we'll grade it, and then it won't be real hard, but we'll have the divots from the pad foot.
Yeah.
We'll water it that night, let it sit, and then in the morning, open it up with the lele and start watering for that day's show.
Hammer it with water again.
Yeah, and you're watering every hour and a half until they start racing.
In Dirt Cup week, we'll hammer on Dirt Cup. There's a lot happening around there that prevents you from being on the racetrack all the time because we are usually whitewashing the walls and getting the facility looking really good. And
the week before is what we call it the hell week because we're pressure washing, we're cutting, we're painting. Everything is done before both that.
Mowing, marking, camping. Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of work that goes in each week just to make it happen.
It's a lot going on that week to get this facility ready, and really the weeks before. I mean, this year I feel like we really kind of shifted into Dirt Cup mode at the season opener. It was we kind of chipped away on Dirt Cup projects. I feel like camping wise, we were done with last 2024. We were working on Dirt Cup camping up until the day before campers got here.
They were pulling in.
This year we were pretty much done with Dirt Cup camping for the most part. A week before we really had it striped and marked out and had those tags in, and Kevin McCabo was a big part of helping out on that. He and John and would go to work.
Which makes it nice because they can go and do their stuff and
you can work on your stuff. Yep. And Kevin was so good. Hopefully he's doing good in school. I don't think we'll have him for Dirt Cup because he graduates June 18th, but I think after that hopefully we can have him on at least on a part-time basis. Hopefully. He's been a big help.
As you mentioned, Kevin McCaba, it's not just you. It is a whole big team of different people. Not to take anything away, it's a big team process to get everything. Who is it that helps you, get everything ready to go?
We have Mike and Ray and then Eli. And then Eli, once we start racing, he is all the grass. He does all the weed eating. He does all the grass. He stripes. Everything that's striped in the pits is Eli.
He's a machine. Yeah.
Oh, he is. He's just nonstop.
And nice thing is you didn't have to give him any direction.
Once he does it once, he'll text me and say, "You want me to do this? Go for it." And he just goes. And then Ray will help me on the track when I need it. And then otherwise, him and Mike are watering the camping, watering the parking lot, fixing boards.
And you say, watering the parking lot. Yeah, we water that grass out in the parking lot every day.
If it's grass, it gets water.
John is just absolutely hammers into us. We have to, and I completely agree, we have to have the facility looking good because say we have 100 fans in the grandstands. Well, 99 may be here weekly, but that one person, that's the first time they're here, and we want this place looking good. So they're like, oh, you got to get to Skagit and see how good the place looks. And I hear that all the time. But for me, I never came to Skagit until 2022, the first year that we had the racetrack. But it's fun to hear, and nothing against Steve and whatever, but to hear people how much the place has changed the last 5 years. And we've changed the colors, and it's blue instead of red, and everything's painted, and you guys do a great job on keeping the facility looking top notch.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a, like you said, it's an everyday thing. It's just, I tell the guys, if you don't have anything to do, grab a paintbrush and a can of paint and start walking around.
Find some stuff to touch up.
There's always something to touch up.
Yeah.
And we've got, it's kind of like the mowing. John usually is the mower, but if he's out, then he's tagging you or I in to go mow, and it gets done.
Yeah, this year, toward the end of the year, John was gone somewhere, and I got done doing track prep and on the mower.
He asked me, "Were you mowing?" I was like, "Well, Jeff's on it. He's going." I was like, "Great, yeah." So it gets done.
Yeah, one way or another.
We all kind of have our daily routines and go, and then if you need help or he needs help, it's tag in and go. And we're moving sprinklers all the time, and the sprinklers are going pretty much around the clock.
Yeah, Monday through Thursday, it's just everything in the inside the fence and then outside is. They're Saturday morning, they're watering the grass still.
And you took over parking this year too, so that's
we had the girls and a couple of guys, but they did an awesome job this year.
I feel like that was a step forward. Just how I do the post race surveys and send those out, and I love doing that because I like to see the feedback. What can we do better? And the parking reviews were very solid this year. I usually did a sliding scale of 1 to 10, and we were pretty steady between a 7.5, 7.8, or a 7.5 and an 8. So that's, and you figure that too. A lot of that stuff that's just out of your control. Whether they're showing up and people are backed up a half mile to get in, which is we love that problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, but they don't like it.
You can only get them in so fast, though, right?
And that's the kind of the weird thing with us is you get 2 directions, but only 1 entrance.
Yeah. And
so you can only get so many cars in it.
We truly have 1 entrance and 2 exits, but really
it still goes to the same road.
Still going the same road, yeah. So
parking's an easy thing to. When it goes really well, you don't think about it. But when it goes poorly, that's when everyone seems to complain.
And this year it was a completely new. When we started the year, nobody in parking had done it before.
Yeah.
So we had multiple before the season started, dry runs, and the girls that took over they did awesome.
Had fun with it too.
Yeah, they did. They dressed up in dinosaurs one day, and they had fun.
That was cool. I got a couple pictures. We got pictures.
Well, I will say, that's huge to me because you'd say, oh, the gates, that's your first impression. No, for us, it's the parking. If they're having fun in the parking, that sets the tone for the rest of your experience.
Yeah, and I told them, I said, and the girls have it, and I always told them, I said, you're going to get someone mad from sitting in traffic.
Yep.
And, tell them, hey, you can go park over there and have a great time.
And have the music and dance, and that's fine. Have fun with it. You're our first line of impression for Skagit Speedway. If it starts bad out there, it's probably going to go.
Amplifies all the way in.
100%. It's going to go. But if it starts good out there, it's pretty good odds. It's going to be good at the gates.
And they did awesome getting people in the gate this year.
Yep.
The lines were.
We're finding our groove. I feel like we're kind of finding a system that works everywhere. Parking, gates, concessions. Our concessions were super efficient this year.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
They still had lines, but they were moving pretty quick.
When you have thousands of people here,
and only
2 concession stands.
2, yeah.
Yeah, really kind of 1.5 almost because Reese's is so small. They get a lot of people through there, but it's not the big main concession.
where you got, I think they have 6 registers in the main.
Yeah, registers. Where at Reese, they've got 2, but they really pump them through there.
Oh, they do.
You get your popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm partial to the popcorn down there. They know that.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to come to this side of the sport and realize, and that's one thing we're trying to do with this podcast is kind of peel those curtains back to show them really what goes in. It's not like we turn the lights off and say, okay, we'll see you in April.
Yeah, have no clue what it takes Monday through. Well, and it's not even that. It's Sunday. On a normal race day, Sunday morning, I get up and grade.
Yep.
So it's just.
They're doing signs.
And then go change signs out. And so it's just, there's really no days off.
Yeah, And it's new stuff every day, you know, whether
with this owners group, you never know what they're going to pull out of their hat.
Oh, gosh, that's a fact. Which I enjoy that.
It's been good.
No,
though,
it is. Yeah, it's fun to watch, and that was kind of the reason I stayed on with it, because I knew what they wanted to do, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be something cool. And
one thing that I appreciated this year that I thought was really neat is Steve and Mark were back here quite a bit. That was just good to have them back and be able to see the place. They've been here a couple years.
No, they took a couple years off, and then every time I saw them, it was smiles and talking, and kind of reunion type thing for them, I think.
Mark brought his grandkids out a couple times, which was really neat to spend some time with them and
actually get to watch a race and not have to work.
Not have to work. On race night, what are you watching for in the racetrack? I know that you're always kind of tinkering and looking for something. What are you mainly watching for? Just see how it progresses and changes?
Yeah, just watching different grooves, watching hot laps and qualifying. I stay in the inside just to watch, make sure we don't have any huge disasters. And then once they start racing, I come up top just because I can watch the grooves start forming from up top. And just watching to see, are we going to need the water? Are we going to need the lele? You know, we can speed the top up, slow the bottom down, however we want to adjust things accordingly.
And I know you and Galen have a pretty open line of communication.
Yeah, and the nice thing about me being up here is like I can just walk up and talk to them. So, okay, I'm going to do this, or I'm not going to do anything. Let's let it roll and see what happens.
For those listeners, Galen Stewart's our race director here. That kind of is he kind of directs. I mean, he directs the show once we get a car on the racetrack. That's kind of when he takes over and is the orchestrator of what happens on the racetrack, and he and Jeff have to work alongside each other to make sure that Galen gets what he wants out of the track, and Jeff keeps the track on
what we want,
lane, where he wants it, so it's not like he's got to dig out of a giant hole on Sunday to get back, because we're doing it again next week.
Yeah, and that's the thing, just if you get one bad track, it takes more than a week to fix it. If you get a big hole, it's a couple-week deal, depending on what classes you have, to get that healed up. And
what's it look like monster truck week for you? We bring in the monster trucks in early August, and there's a lot that happens.
That's a busy week for us too, because we got to take everything out of the infield.
Okay.
And then we haul in huge amounts of dirt, and then we haul it in. They set the track up, and then Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, when they're done, we haul everything back out. And then Monday morning, we start putting the infield back together to race Saturday.
And you did some dirt work this winter, which is interesting because now it's starting to blend in a little bit. But a couple weeks ago, you could look out there and it was like black dirt, brown dirt.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to blend in a little bit.
End of the year, we had a little bit of dry weather, so I put a little bit of clay on some places I know we needed it. And then hopefully we'll have a dry enough spring where I can get on and put a little bit more on.
And get it to where you feel like it's in a good spot.
Where we good, and then hopefully we'll get some more dug out and put in probably 2 weeks before Dirt Cup.
Okay.
Just to I want 2 races on it before we have Dirt Cup.
And how much of it is just kind of routine maintenance, because we lose dirt. There's a dirt flying everywhere, so you figure about a truckload a night we're losing.
Anywhere from half to, depending on if it's real wet, then obviously more because you see it in the stands.
Yeah, because we have to. That's when John, Kevin, and I are in the stands.
Yeah, you get chunks that come out. It doesn't take. It's constant. We'll add. And for me, Sunday I'll kind of make a mental note when I'm grading. Okay, we're a little bit low here. If I can high somewhere else, I can pull it over there. If not, we'll just go get a scoop with the bucket and put it in and do it that way.
Which kind of keeps you so you don't have to add a million scoops at the end of the year. You just kind of trickle it in there. And
it's a lot nicer to add a little bit than
a ton.
When Steve had it, we did normally before Dirt Cup. We would, if we needed to, we would add clay, and it was a lot though.
Yeah.
We do the whole track.
Oh wow.
And you just have to. It's just meticulous on how you do it, and to make sure it blends in and binds and.
Yeah, I've enjoyed kind of learning that side of the sport, and you've had me hop on a track there a couple of times and kind of learn the process.
Yeah, there's times it's like, you're free. Come in with me.
Yeah, you'll text me, hey, can you come drive the wobble wheel?
We had parking lot girls on the tractor this year.
What are some of the things that you've learned with it?
Just watching Jeff with the wobble wheel and kind of following and learning.
First, what's the wobble wheel?
It's behind the John Deere, and it's more of a packer than anything.
Yep, it's just
It just lays the track.
Is it the freewheel?
Yep.
Okay.
yeah, 15,
There's people who don't know what a
15
wobble.
tires. They're 8 up front. 8 up front, 7 in the back.
I think it's 7 in the front, 8 in the back. And it just packs it in. So more or less, Jeff when we would go out there, and it'd be all of us, Jeff would be out there with the lay, and then John or Ray'd be on the smaller Kubota, and then we had the bigger tractor or the
pad foot
that would be going, and then I'd kind of follow it in and pack it in behind Jeff, and Jeff kind of keep me about 100 yards behind him, and it really, once we kind of got in a groove, it worked pretty quick.
And it was nice and that's one of the things that working with Steve is he developed all this way of doing things.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of nice. When I came in, I learned all that. So when everyone left, I just kept it. I mean, we've adjusted some, but
and
the
dirt
overall
changes, so you have to change.
And we had the Elma clay originally, and then we went back to the Skagit clay. So that was a whole different learning curve.
And you've thrown, back to what we talked about earlier, you've thrown a lot at it. You've had me stop at Costco and pick up detergent to see what that does.
Yeah,
Really?
They say the Tide, and the Tide does work. It binds the dirt together and holds it, but it has an after effect that's always not the best too.
Yeah. It's give and take.
Okay.
But
as there probably is with everything. It's
Yeah,
give
exactly.
And,
And it's the same with the dust pods and everything else. You put too much in too fast, and the next week you're paying for it.
Well, that was something at WARPA, which is the promoters conference we go to, that we learned a week ago. I can't remember what track was telling us with I think it was Wetzel they used way too much of it. And I think it was Scott Russell at Placerville, and he said
it's weeks.
It was 5 weeks until I finally dirt hardened it because it was so soft. He's like, you couldn't even hardly get the tractor through there, and it was 5 weeks before it finally worked its way out of the system.
Yeah,
because it held that
and
moisture.
And the wet salt we've noticed with all the notes is the more you use it, it actually starts building up.
Uh-huh.
So as you get going throughout the end of the year, you start backing off on it
because it's already
it's holding.
It's already in the dirt.
And were you referencing the Tide? That was the
No,
track was
it was
No,
wet
it's the wet
salt.
salt.
Oh, the
It was
wet
wet
salt.
salt.
And that's
He
one
went
of the things we found, because we started using that about halfway through the year, is continuous use of it. It starts holding itself in there.
Do you go big and then kind of go smaller?
We just we picked a number and stayed with it.
Oh, okay.
And then I noticed toward the end of the year, especially with the weather start changing, you have to back
Cooled
off.
And that was something, as you mentioned, Jerry Van Sickle was the one that kind of turned me on to that. And
is that like a powder type stuff?
It's
no,
liquid.
it's a liquid.
Oh, liquid? Oh.
Yep. It's like Jeff said, the farmers use it to hold moisture in the fields. A lot of back home in Iowa, a lot of the counties use it on gravel roads because they can put it on the gravel, and it keeps the dust really low. Like the dust is heavier,
And
so
the
it doesn't
dust pods,
come up a
that's
ton.
what it's designed
Does that
for.
help our dust here too? Then I guess
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, and people didn't think it did, but we actually, not this year, but last year, we went a couple weeks without it, and it was a huge difference.
Boy, you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell.
You think it's dusty now.
Okay.
Do a week without it.
And I'll say, to me, I spent 10 years in Ohio, basically with the All-Stars, and their dirt in Ohio is very similar to us, on the fault line, so it's very fine silt. It doesn't hold the moisture quite as well as, say, like in Iowa, where it's truly like a soil clay that if it's
holds.
dusty back home, you load up and go home. Where I feel like our dirt is, when it gets a little dusty, the racing gets really, really good.
And it is. Ours is, everyone says you need to add water, but you can go out and scrape underneath
The
the
moisture's
dust,
there.
and you can ball it up. So it's a silt issue, not a dry issue.
And for us to change that would be
Hundreds of thousands.
if not millions, to we'd
to
have
bring
to truck,
enough in for 5 or 10 years.
have to truck in clay from Montana,
Yeah.
at least Montana. You're looking that far wet. You'd have to go east
I
quite a
think
bit.
they did some in Montana. They've done a lot of samples in California, I know.
Yep.
We did 18 samples, I think, last year.
So we're constantly tinkering. It's just
And we're still looking. I mean,
What do you mean by samples?
Take a dirt sample, send it off, and it comes back with tells you the silt content, the clay
Okay.
content, sand,
So like you can go pull out a Skagit Speedway and send it off, and
and it'll give you the whole readout.
they'll tell you your dirt is 67% clay, 14% silt, 10% junk.
Yeah, sand or whatever it's in it, it breaks it all down.
interesting.
But we're, like you said, we're constantly on the look. Like if someone calls and says, "Hey, we got clay," John Hager is,
He's
"Where
off.
are you?" And
Yeah.
he is off
I mean,
to
we
get a sample.
went up. I know we took 2 samples this year up in Blaine.
Yeah.
Somebody said they had some, and
And it turns out it was kind of the same as
what
we had.
A little bit actually worse than what we have. So
What are you looking for? What makes a good sample versus
higher?
Not so good.
Sand and silt is, you could say, bad.
Yeah.
You want that as low as you can get it.
You want higher concentrated clay.
Yeah.
You want to come back and have it say this 90% clay and 10% sand.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because on that, no dust, it holds moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you went to my hometown in Central Iowa and took a sample, it would be really, really high content clay soil, very, very low sand, and that's why the farming's so good. Is because that it holds the moisture so well.
Yeah, it's a nice rich.
It's very, very rich, and that's what they're renowned for in Central Iowa is how rich the soil is. But yeah, and you come out here and it's a lot of sand, but we're on a fault line dating back to millions of years ago.
Yeah,
And
when you can see the mountains.
Yeah. So
I mean, we're only a stone's throw from the water too. Like
that's the other thing.
Stones,
And does that play? That's one thing I've never even asked you. Does that play effect into our dirt at all? Is when the tide comes in and out?
Not so much. The wind does though.
Okay.
Because the tide comes in, the wind starts up, and then.
And that's one thing we've talked about is we got to be careful with where we add taller structures and stuff because of that wind, right?
Oh yeah, it makes a huge the wind. I mean, race day is. I hate wind in race day because the track is already open, so it's vulnerable for anything. And you dry the tops out, you can't roll it in. It'll roll in and seal up, and then you're.
You
really,
hate the wind because it's drying it out, right?
Yeah. So you just have to. Everything underneath it is wet.
Yeah.
But you get the top quarter that starts drying. It's.
What's crazy is when we get closer into the fall, when it cools down, when that sun dips down, you can start to see that moisture come right back up. When we cool off and get into the 50s, I'd say.
And it does. It even does it on July and August.
Yep.
Depending.
Not as pronounced though. I feel like.
Yeah,
September
it's just,
is like
it really shows.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean you can see it in September.
Yeah, like the modified, we could see that moisture coming back up.
The tuners or.
Yep.
Is that something you prep for? Like, do you intentionally?
100%.
Yeah, you intentionally.
And that's why you'll see a lot of times I'll go out with the black truck and just kind of what I call spot water because you can't, especially on 2 and 3 day shows, because if you put too much water on it on Thursday night, you can't grade it.
Yeah.
So now you got to get up in the morning and grade and do all the track prep during the day, which is not a good thing. So you got to watch what you're doing.
Everything has a cause and effect.
Yeah, you can add, but you can't take away.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that you started doing things this year, next year we're going to be as prepared as we've ever been because you started your notebook.
We got
knowing what happens,
notes and winds and temperatures and
dew
ground
point,
temperature and everything.
So you can kind of start to. Now I feel like you're starting to develop that playbook of, okay, we can go back. This is a similar temperature. We're in similar circumstances. This didn't work.
And
Let's
what
go to
classes
this.
we have make a big difference.
I mean, there's no Eric. You could see it at Survive the 55. Mm-hmm. The way the track was on Friday with the midgets versus the way the track was on Saturday with the 360 sprint cars. Friday we struggled to get past halfway up the racetrack. Then we brought the 360s in. Saturday they're on the fence.
Yep, and that's and I told John last year. I said the classes you put together make a difference. What the track's going to do. Because the midgets and sporties, they throw dirt up into the middle.
Yep.
Guess what? Nobody's going up there now.
And the tuners and Hornets and modifieds, they bring some of the moisture
kind of roll that in.
Roll it in, or sometimes if it's too soft, the modifieds are gonna dig ruts in because they roll so hard on that right front.
They're hard on a racetrack.
I see it this week. I mean, I go to Gateway Dirt Nationals at the Dome tomorrow, and the modifieds. I watch the late models, and I'm on the floor because I'm the on-track reporter. In the late models, they just kind of blow the dirt around, and the track moves around. Then the modifieds come out, and you can just watch them because they get in the corner so hard.
Tire digs.
That right front, you can watch ruts develop.
Yeah, you'll watch it shoot
instantaneously.
Out the tire.
Yep. I mean, you visually can see it like, oh man, the track just changed. The first hot lap session.
Yeah.
I didn't really believe it until I stood down 2 feet from where the cars are, and like, holy cow, this track is changing.
And we do that. I mean, when we have modifieds, the track is harder than it is when we don't have them. Just for that.
Well, if it's too soft, we're going to be throwing. I mean,
and
it'll be a rut fest. But you're busy here this off season. We just wanted to kind of let fans know that the
we're
lights
here.
aren't off. Jeff's here working, getting his.
There's 3 of us. I mean, Eli's in Texas for the winter, and then
That's tough.
yeah,
We miss it. I mean, that guy is
Mike and Ray are
a workhorse.
hard at it.
And Mike and Ray,
They
you see
get
them?
stuck. I mean, because I get stuck something like this, or I'll have to run into town, or I'll have to stop and go do light stuff, and
Yeah.
they're still behind the pressure washer.
And like we talked before the show, that's the pressure washer. Say, oh, you're just pressure washing all day. When you're holding a hose with 4,000 psi, and your fingers are just
Yeah,
like arthritis when you get done.
8 hours a day, and it's just a miserable.
At least
Yesterday was horrible because it was cold.
At least right now you got a little bit of the sun's clearing off, or sky's clearing off, and the sun's out, so it's still not overwhelmingly warm.
Today wasn't bad. Tomorrow will be okay, and then the rest of the time we'll be doing it in the rain.
But
I'm excited to see what it looks like when it gets, when it truly
should look like the first year that we took over.
When I vaguely remember that because I was only here for
It'll
Dirt
be
Cup.
the pure wood, and then we're going to do some type of seal or stain.
I think it's gonna look nice. It's gonna look nice.
It'll look new all the time.
It'll have a Pacific Northwest feel to me. I feel like the green does, yes,
It-
but
And like
wood,
Kevin said,
natural
we tried
wood,
something and it didn't work. We'll change that. And that's the nice thing about Kevin and John is
they're willing to give us a shot on a lot of things. You can throw some crazy ideas at them, and they're like, okay, let's figure out how to
the
give it a
thing
shot.
is you're like, there's no way they're going to go for it. And they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Aaron takes a lot of pride in how those bathrooms look, and I think that shows throughout the year because
does, yeah.
our bathrooms look really good.
And
in
a
the
lot
middle
of people
Dirt
have
Cup.
commented on it.
And if we told him, Aaron, we need you to polish the floors every week, hands and knees polish them.
I mean, he
he'd
does
say,
the bathrooms, but
Yep.
then yet he crawls under the bleachers and rakes out all the garbage on the
He
bleachers
does.
and just doesn't even bat an eye.
No, just puts his headphones in and gets his
Off and
music
away.
going, and he's cleaning trash under the grandstands.
And it's not fun walking under there.
No, I
no,
do it
doesn't look like it.
on occasion. I helped him a couple of times. So this fall, I helped him the last time. He was not going to be in for a little bit, and it gets dark early. So I said, I'll go under there and get started, and got half of F done. Like, God, my back was barking at me
That
for the
and you
next
hit your
day.
head.
I hit my head twice, and that immediately put me in a bad mood. I was cussing under the, saying every cuss word, and my mom would have been so mad at me. But yeah, it's like you're hitting your head, your back hurts, and your back hurts, and you come up and then hit the back of your head, and it's just like it's like Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation. He hits the board and then sets back on it. The other side gets him.
Yep.
So, but yeah, he does the non-glamorous jobs and takes a lot of pride in
doing
what he
it.
gets done. And I mean, picking up trash after the races and driving the
And that's,
driving the
I mean, everyone
trash truck.
this year pretty much jumped in on that one.
Yeah, I felt we are super efficient this year because there are a lot of nights this year I'd finish up in the beer garden and kind of collecting some things and come
Yeah,
out.
we
and
were
like,
done
We're
already.
already done. We're done.
Yeah.
All right, I'd get down and they'd be in the pits, so I'd run down to the pits and just help them finish the pits. But
Made
we're
it nice.
getting efficient. I feel like we're kind of finding a groove
Finding
here.
the groove and trying new things. And
And I can tell you, for fans listening, those guys after the races greatly appreciate you using the trash cans.
Yeah.
That is a big help on getting us out of here at 11 o'clock instead
1
of
o'clock.
1 o'clock. Exactly, as if you use the trash cans.
especially our double and triple night shows.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean,
Dirt Cup, we're cleaning,
Blowing stands down, but you got to pick up the garbage before you can blow anything down.
and that's a as soon as section A and B are finished, we're starting to blow that, and everyone else is still cleaning.
Yeah.
And Aaron's doing the bathroom, so there's one less person to pick up the grandstands, and it's using the garbage cans around the facility is greatly
Huge.
appreciated. We really appreciate when fans do that. That helps immensely on getting us out of here a little bit earlier,
A reasonable hour.
or being able to help, pull weight and help in other areas, because the concessions Reese is going, and we're going in the beer garden because you got to flip a beer garden, have that ready. Reese has got to flip
Yeah.
her concessions and have it ready for the next day. You're working on the racetrack. Eric's up here doing helping with press releases and getting video out to the news outlets so we can get coverage on all the Seattle news outlets, which is the coolest thing ever to me this year. Is Eric was able to get us on King 5.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was fun.
That was real, and that's all.
Hopefully we'll see more of that next year.
All helps us grow.
Yeah.
One interesting thing I kind of wanted to ask you before we'll let you get back, and you're big into Legos. I mean, we kind of talked about in the office, like.
You could thank John for that one.
So how many sets do you have, you think?
Probably 10.
Okay.
Mine are all space.
Oh, yeah.
They're big.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go big.
I mean, I have a 4-foot rocket with the crawler and the tower, and my daughter is a preschool teacher, so they use it all for Space Week for the kids. So it'll all go to Oak Harbor here next month.
Gotcha. I've heard you talk about space, going to the schools, but I didn't really know what it was.
The Titanic one he's doing now, you said that's 5 feet long?
Just shy of 5 feet long.
I mean, think about that.
longer
that
than
takes
this
up
table.
probably at
Yeah.
least.
And I want to say it's 20, the top of the mast is 28 inches, so it's almost
2 feet
a little
tall.
over 2 feet
2.5
tall.
feet.
Did you have to back order that, or did that actually come?
No, that was one that it was in stock.
Really? All right.
Yeah, it took about a week to get.
That one looks fun to build.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I don't know if fun's the word, but for Jeff it is.
I-
It would piss me off, to be honest, because I'd miss
Yeah.
up one piece of the puzzle.
It's kind of my
therapy.
yeah for just getting away from here. I'll get frustrated and go home and just sit and put pieces together, and not have to nothing
You
else.
said recess crocheting and
Yeah, I mean,
Watching MASH and-
I'll make some comments about who designed this and whatnot every once in a while.
yeah. What's Jeff doing tonight? Well, he's smoking cheese and building the Titanic.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
he's doing.
I saw smoking cheese. Is that like? I saw your Facebook post
I've
about that.
been doing that for probably 8-9 years now.
I need to
What's
get some
that
cheese.
process like?
It's a cold smoke,
Okay.
so it's just you don't get above 70, 75 degrees.
And so, do you take? I don't know.
Regular cheese.
So do you buy go to Fred Meyer and get a block of cheese,
Block
and
of
then
cheese and then cut it.
you put it in a smoker?
Yeah, yep, and then put it in the smoker with
It's-
a tube,
Okay.
and you pick your flavors. I do apple
And
and
it
cherry.
changes the flavor of the cheese.
And, yeah, and then it's just
It's a nice
Okay.
smoky flavor because you gave
Yeah.
me some pepper jack.
That's
last
cool.
year.
yeah, and it's
like, that
almost
was-
a sweet
It's
because it's
so
the
good.
cherry and the apple.
It
And
was so good. It was hard not to just eat the whole block of cheese in one sitting. I went through a tube of Ritz crackers and cheeses. You had several kinds in there, sharp cheddar. And,
yeah, I got cheddar, Swiss, Parmesan.
which the Swiss was interesting because I liked the Swiss. It was.
I liked
it was
it. That's
definitely
probably my
interesting.
favorite.
Yep.
Well, what was the Swiss? What was it?
It was different. It was.
Yeah,
It was
flavored, or
crisp.
was it
It
just-
was the flavor was really sharp. It had
Yeah.
a very pronounced
I'll bring you
flavor
some
to
up.
it.
I say,
Yeah,
can
it
I
was-
can I sample some, please?
It's
'Cause I
good.
didn't even know that was a thing. Smoking cheese.
Yeah.
Until
Oh,
I saw your Facebook post, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
Yeah, it's actually the person that got me involved in doing that was, I don't know if you remember the big rigs.
I've seen them in the results that they would bring in the
Yeah.
big rigs like
One of
two
the drivers,
or three times a year.
they would all when they came up, they'd always camp over there with us.
Okay.
And one of the guys there did it, and he
Oh.
gave me some. He's like, "This is how you do it." So that's
Kind of protected.
where I start. Yeah,
And that's interesting. You're
That's
here
neat.
year round.
yeah, we don't leave.
Jeff's-
this
Jeff-
is the front yard.
not a bad front yard.
No, I mean, and Risa always makes the comment end of the season. She's like, "We can have our yard back now."
Yeah. You're kind of I look out there and Jeff's kind of the keeper of the grounds here, and you've got the Christmas lights up. I noticed
yeah,
that
got the
yesterday when I
stuff
was
in the
driving
windows,
by.
and Risa's got her Scooby Doo out.
Now you've got an excavator in
Scooby-Doo.
your
Yeah.
excavator in the front yard. So that's good.
Yeah, sure. Depends on
some
if you
Christmas
ask
lights
me or
on
her.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like that. Yeah, but you got quite the setup. I mean,
Yeah.
you've kind of made it home.
Yeah, and we knew the original plan when I retired was summertime we're just going to go bounce around. Wintertime we'll kind of
Find a
find a
spot.
home and stick around a little bit, and that didn't happen.
You found Skagit Speedway.
Yeah,
and,
Steve happened.
Yeah, and it to me it's a big help for us because it means we've got a guy that's eyes on
yeah.
the grounds year round.
And it's so much nicer, especially on big shows.
Yeah.
You know, I get done at 3 o'clock in the morning, and all I got to do is walk to the house.
Yeah.
yeah,
You don't have to drive 10,
Yeah.
15, 20, whatever.
You know, when
yeah.
Mark was doing it, I mean, he's 20 minutes away.
you're driving home
So,
at
yeah.
3:30 in the morning to
Yeah, just dead tired.
take a nap.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's times I won't even go to bed. I'll just go sit in the recliner. And
Just-
not worth 4 hours
Get
or
yourself
2
a
hours.
little
Yeah.
cat nap but it's nice because we got cameras up so you kind of keep an eye on things for us and if something's going on you're usually right there.
There's a lot of activity around here.
Yeah,
I bet there is.
and now we get some wildlife that kind of prowls through
Yeah, we
occasionally
got
too.
5 deer that are pretty regularly here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You
And
see
then,
them down in the bowl quite a
oh,
They're
okay.
down in the bowl a
Yeah,
lot.
across the street now, the grass is
longer.
I've missed
Yeah,
those deer.
I
I'll have to look.
Do you ever see wildlife? What have you ever seen a bear here? I saw
I'm not bear. We've had
seen one bear since I moved here. About hit it.
about everything but.
Okay.
We had a bobcat a couple years ago.
We have bald eagles that circle the track all the time, and I love that. That's
that's
so cool.
Yeah, there's about everything but.
Yeah, there's
A lot of coyotes, a lot of raccoons.
which the raccoons makes. I'm surprised that honestly that we don't have more raccoons just because of the dumpster.
They're normally down in the pits.
Okay,
If
that
you
makes
go
sense.
down, especially now, you can see the marks where they come
that
up.
makes
And,
sense.
They're cute, but they're nasty.
oh
Yes,
yeah, they'll
they
get
are.
into
They
anything.
are nasty. They're smart too. God, they're smart. Yeah, they'll get into anything. If you leave an opening, they've
They'll
got those
make a mess.
opposable thumbs. They'll figure out how to get in there and make a
Yep.
mess of things.
Yes,
But,
they will.
well, Jeff, I know you got a lot going on. We appreciate you
Yeah,
kind
thank you
of
so much.
giving us
Thanks
a
for
little
having
bit
me.
of a look into what goes on behind the scenes here, and we'll have you on again at some point to kind of catch back on what's going on during the racetrack, maybe during the season and spring as you're getting ready to get the water
springtime,
turn.
it gets fun.
Yeah, you get the water turned back on.
Yeah, we don't have much water on right now.
No, yeah, what one bathroom stall or one
Well, we
stall?
turned the other one on today just to use for the pressure washers.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, because
Other than that, everything is winterized and lines blown out. And
well, we'll be. I mean, it's already December 2nd, so we'll be at it before we know it.
Another month, and we're starting to get ready.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like once I get back from the Chili Bowl, you guys are that's kind of when the light switch comes on, the end of January, early February.
Well, this week is bleachers. Next week we start the bathroom. Then whatever we got the turn 3 and 4, the wall right there.
Yep.
And then it start maintenance and getting everything running and
Yeah, back at it.
ready to go.
I get the mower cleaned up and ready to go for John to cut loose and
Yeah.
have his stress reliever.
Yeah.
He does a nice job on that.
He
and
does.
make sure we get the facility's looking good. I feel like the facility looks good right now, and we're not really
No,
ready to go run.
It worked out pretty good this year with the way the last. I wish I could have got one more mowing in, but I mean,
Fall's been pretty easy on us in
So
winter
far,
so
yeah.
far. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
It's
we
been-
can keep it that way. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
That's the key.
But it looks good. We appreciate all the hours. Nobody turns
You,
more laps at
Jeff.
Skagit than you.
Yeah, there's a lot of laps on it.
Yeah, you, Jeff, Ray, everyone. Thank you for everything they do.
Yeah. But Jeff, like I said, we'll have you back on. We'll check back in again
Mike.
and kind of get a facilities update on where we sit. And that's one thing we want to do is kind of continue to show what goes on behind the scenes here. Not show, but be able to talk about it. And we'll do some social media, maybe video work when it gets closer to the season.
Yeah.
And kind of show our fans on our social media
Things happening.
what's happened in the off season.
Perfect.
It's going to be different here. We've got some stuff that
Yeah, some
changes
things
here
come in
that
and
you
change,
didn't
and
talk
it'll be
about
a
that
good thing.
are happening that fans will visually notice, and some of it they may not notice it directly, but it'll affect their experience here. In
Yeah, a lot of it, and that's why I
some way
told
or
everyone.
another.
I said a lot of it is underground stuff.
Yeah,
Everything here is anywhere from 70 to 40 years old.
Yeah.
and we've got an old facility that needs a lot of care, and we went to Spokane, had meetings a couple of weeks ago, and we talked a lot about that on how can we kind of
Update and
update and modernize things without having a huge financial burden.
yeah,
Not always easy, but
no,
it's a definitely a passion project for John and Kev, that's for sure. They put a lot into this place. I think a lot of gratitude to John
more
Hager
than
and Kevin
anyone
Verdeen.
can imagine.
Yeah. That's one thing I didn't realize. I guess before I didn't realize talking with Caleb Hart just how close this place was before Steve bought it to maybe being like a water park or something like that, with a casino potentially looking at buying the land way back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that, and then it happened again when Steve originally was going to sell it. The fairgrounds was looking at it because they're running out of place in Mount Vernon. The casinos wanted it, and Steve was done, so it was going to be whoever came up with the money, I think, was going to.
If the race fans are listening, if you see John Hager, Kevin Verdeen, make sure to give them a handshake and a thank you, or a fist bump, or
they
just a thank
definitely
you.
saved it.
But yeah, if you see them, definitely be sure to thank them, and that this is a racetrack and not a water park. But Jeff, we'll let you get back to work, and we'll check back with you later in the year.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much
Thanks,
for coming
Jeff.
on. We appreciate it.
Well, good chat with Jeff Jackson there, our maintenance manager, facility manager here at Skagit Speedway. He kind of looks, as you learn, a little bit of everything, whether he's running wire, moving dirt, power washing grandstands, maintaining vehicles. Jeff kind of the head of the maintenance team and jack of all trades here at Skagit Speedway, and they're busy. I mean, that's kind of one thing that we talked about. We wanted to show that the lights don't go off at the end of the season and come back on in April. They stay on, and those guys are working around the clock to continue to improve our facility. Stuff definitely, we're getting into what is going to be a busy season here. I head to St. Louis tomorrow for Gateway Dirt Nationals with the late models and modifieds, and that's a definitely unique event.
I'm excited
that's
to watch that.
On Flow Racing, so check that out if you're listening. We're going to be on Flow on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then, it's PRI week next week. John's down at Reno this week for a Race Promoters Monthly Workshop, and that's where kind of finalizing a lot, I would imagine, this week down there for them, scheduling, and hopefully our schedule finishing touches get on it. John's made a lot of progress on it, and I think is in a pretty good spot with the schedule, and the NARC schedule is well on its way, so some exciting things will be coming down here in the next month, I'd say, and PRI is a week away, and that's when a lot is going to start to happen, so some exciting things. It's really kind of been relatively slow news week, sprint car-wise. I know the PA Sprint Car Series got announced, and that's exciting for Pennsylvania. A lot more money on the line out there, and they're going to crown a PA champion with $50,000. So that's interesting to see there. I saw the All-Star Circuit Champions schedule came out, and they've got a nice schedule with some good paying races.
Anything
on that.
interest you there?
I always am interested to see how the Ohio Sprint Speed Week schedule shakes out, because I know what goes into that. I live that life, and it's not as easy as making a schedule that's perfectly round. You're gonna, as much as you'd like to do that, it doesn't always work out.
No.
So there's a lot of politicking that goes into that schedule. So if you're listening and you're a PA or Ohio Sprint Speed Week fan, just know that I know Rich Farmer that now runs the All-Stars puts a lot of work into that, and I'm excited to see. And it's nice to have the All-Stars around, much needed in my opinion, to kind of let some local guys have a shot at money at their local tracks and kind of take some of those better guys that are probably shouldn't be at a local level but are because that's all they have, and allow them to race for a little bit more money and kind of keep the money shifting around. So that'll be fun to watch. That'll be on Flow, all that. I know the Outlaws are getting closer on their schedule. I would imagine we see it next week at PRI if it didn't come out over Thanksgiving. So Jerry Van Sickle's schedule came out. He teased that.
Oh, I forgot to check it. I was meaning to pull it up. I'm sorry, Jerry.
He is going to have a sprint car show.
Is he?
Tuesday of Knoxville Nationals week. So Tuesday, the day before the Nationals start, a 360 sprint car show and a Race Saver show. So still working on the details of that, on if it's going to stream and where it's going to stream and finalizing the purse. But I know Jerry's been hard at work on that because I've been on the phone with him countless times, he's been bouncing some numbers off me and what works for him. And so that'll be Knoxville Nationals week. So he's got a sprint car show and some other just continuing to kind of make their shows bigger throughout the year. So that'll be, check out Marshalltown Speedway.
You can go back and listen to that episode 2, which was 2, maybe 3 episodes away now. So
I think 2.
Go back and listen to our chat with Jerry. It was a fun conversation. And follow Marshalltown and look them up on marshalltownspeedway.com.
Yep, they're on Flow Racing. So our schedule, it should be not too much longer. I know, just kind of just making sure we're working as a cohesive unit across the West Coast that we talked about earlier in the episode. Is we kind of all pull on the same rope. It's a little bit unique, a more of a unique situation than any other tracks in the country face that aren't on the West Coast. So a lot happening, and I will tell you, the 410 sprint cars this year moving forward are going to be in the best shape they've been in on the West Coast in a long time.
Oh, 100%.
A long time. So that's going to be fun, and we'll keep digging away at it. It's going to be a good season, I feel like, at Skagit. We'll see what happens on some new teams. Maybe if they come together, we'll start to know who's going to jump up a division here, because before we know it, it's going to be our team owner meeting the first week of February.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited to see. We've talked about it. The guys who are going to come up from Deming and, the guys who are already here, guys and gals that, from sporty into, sprint cars, from whatever division moving up. It's going to be fun to kind of see that change of drivers and where they go and how they continue to progress. And you and I have always had so much fun talking during the season about the sporty class.
Yeah,
and I look forward to, again, watching the sporties again this year, because there's going to be a lot of young Deming talent, and they're going to put on a good show. And
Yeah.
it's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be another really tight points battle like we had just a year ago.
I couldn't agree more. And I know that there's some talk of some new sporty teams that we, even outside of what we talked about, that'll be kind of fun to see who does what and when and who's moving along. So we'll know soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
I know I just looked today. Tulsa Shootout is above 1,500 entries. So
Yeah.
that is going to be very, very big.
What's the dome looking like?
About normal.
Okay.
I mean, we're kind of capped on how many
Yeah.
guys we can, or how many guys can run there. So that, you're only X amount of parking spots inside the dome. But Tulsa Shootout about 1,500. Chili Bowl's at 163. But Brian has been a little tied up working the USAC races on the West Coast. So it's been a couple of days since we've seen an entry update on that. So I imagine here in the next day or two, I think he got back home today. So next day or two, we are going to see Chili Bowl entries take a large leap. But I did see Kyle Larson on the Chili Bowl entry list already. So
I'm excited for that.
those fans wondering, Kyle will be running the Chili Bowl this year in the 1K.
Before we send off, this podcast will come out Thursday, the kickoff of the Gateway Dirt Nationals. You can watch that live, flag to flag on Flow Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any predictions for who you think will get it done Saturday night?
No. It's chaos in there.
It's
so
fun
hard.
chaos, though.
It is, in a good way.
I love watching Gateway. It's a fun 3 nights.
It's so hard to nail down who's going to be good because, I mean, the obvious picks to me, there's 3 that kind of stick out as they get around Gateway. Really, really, really good is Tyler Carpenter.
Yep.
Crowd favorite there. Bobby Pierce.
Okay, yep.
Bobby is so good there, and Brandon Shepard is so
Yeah.
good there. So, I mean, those are guys 3 that get around. But, I mean, Tyler Erb has shown flashes of being really good, and he had a very emotional win there a year ago. So, Turbo would be a popular win. I love Turbo, so I think that he's a personality that we need in the sport. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. On the modifieds, modifieds is wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. And that's invite only. So, I'm excited to see Kyle Brown running, a guy that he owns Harris Auto Racing, one of the biggest modified car or chassis builders in the country, and probably one of the premier ones, I would say. And he's going to be there. And Kyle, he was in my kindergarten class. I've known Kyle for 30 years now. So he runs full time with USMTS and still runs a lot of IMCA stuff around Iowa. But I'm excited to see him back in action down there, and you've got all the big players in the modifieds. I'm sure Kenny will also be prowling around. He's always fun. He is what the Dome is. I mean, that's home for him. So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Check it out on Flow Racing. We'll be live. I think we go live at 3 o'clock Central Time, so that'd be 1 o'clock Pacific on Thursday and Friday, and Saturday's even earlier because we run everything on Saturday. So we split the field for the modifieds on Thursday and Friday. But it'll be good, and then Our guest a couple of weeks ago, Tyler Courtney, I have his wedding next weekend already. And I finally got my flight booked for that, Tyler.
Good
so
for you.
You're good there. So, yeah, that'll be a fun wedding. He and Asia, that's a good episode. That was last week's episode.
Yep, that was
so
actually last week's.
give that a listen if you – it was fun to hear Tyler talk about his recovery and how that's going, the process of bouncing back from a major back injury in the middle of July. So check that out, and we'll be back next week with another episode of On the Gas.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Follow Skagit Speedway on Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
And check out the 1993 Thursday portion of Dirt Cup, our newest drop from the Skagit Speedway archives.
There you go. Blake says it best. Well, safe travels, Blake, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care, everyone.